Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Goodman. Welcome back to Miss Goodman's Storytime. I've got a really great story for you today, a lovely picture book. I'm going to show you the cover and I want you to try and guess what you think it might be about, what you think might happen. I've forgotten my reading buddy. It's a good one today. You ready for him? Here he is. My Toothless, he's my favourite. So you can sit there with me. Right. You ready? You're going to guess what you think the story is going to be about. Show you the back as well. It's called The Sea of Tranquility. It says, years ago, there was a little boy who dreamed of rocketing to the moon, landing on the crumbly rock and walking across the Sea of Tranquility. Every night he hoped the astronauts would find a way to land there and walk where he had dreamed of walking. Eventually, one cloudless night, they did. So, it is about the moon landing. It is about the moon landing based on something that really happened. It says on the back here, a magical celebration of the 40th anniversary of the moon landing. And I love that in the start of the book, there's a little bit of history that I'll share with you. So this one's called The Sea of Tranquility by Mark Haddon. If there are any older children watching, you'll know that name, Mark Haddon. He wrote a really famous novel called The Curious Instinct of the Dog in the Night Time. That's worth a read if you're a bit older. So, bit of history to start us off. It says, on the 16th of July, 1969, the Apollo 11 mission was launched from Cape Canaveral, USA. Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins were the American astronauts chosen for the first moon landing. On the 20th of July 1969, Armstrong and Aldrin stepped out of the lunar module and walked across the dusty surface of the Sea of Tranquility. History was made. So where is the Sea of Tranquility? The moon, I hear you say? Yeah. Sea of Tranquility is on the moon. Absolutely. So there's just our starting off point. I'm excited for this one. It's got some great pictures in. Ready for The Sea of Tranquility by Mark Haddon. Years ago, there was a little boy who had the solar system on his wall. There it is. Late at night, he'd lie in bed with Rabbit and they'd watch the planets spinning round the sun. Mars, the tiny space tomato. Saturn sitting in its frisbee rings. See if you can guess which ones they're talking about from this picture. Freezing Pluto turning slowly in the dark. Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Venus, Mercury and Earth. But all of the weird worlds that whirled around his bedroom wall, his favourite was the moon. A small and bald and ordinary looking globe of rock that looped the loop its way through outer space. I wonder if any of you have got a wonderful drawing like that or a poster on your walls. He leant across the windowsill at night and watched the moon slide up into the sky above the biscuit factory. He borrowed Dad's binoculars, there they are, and gazed for hours at the empty deserts and the Rocky Mountains. And it made him dizzy just to think that he was looking at another world 200,000 miles away. That is far. There, who would have thought 200,000 miles away? He got an atlas of the moon for Christmas and he read it like a storybook. He dreamed of going there, of rocketing across the cold black miles and landing on the crumbly rock. He dreamed of visiting the craters in the Atlas. Prosper Henry, Klaproth, Zack. He dreamed of driving in a fat-tired moonmobile across the Bay of Rainbows and the Sea of Rains. He kept a scrapbook called The Journey to the Moon. Inside were photographs of rockets taking off from Cape Canaveral and astronauts in pumped-up suits and fishbowl helmets floating in the zero gravity around little metal rooms. Wonder if you've done some scrapbooking before. Look at all those different pictures. He borrowed library books and read how astronauts had orbited the Earth and walked in space, and how they'd flown around the moon itself. And every night he hoped and hoped that one day they would find a way to land and walk across the tiny world where he had dreamed of walking. And eventually, one cloudless night, they did. He couldn't sleep. Midnight had come and gone, but he was wide awake. And standing by the window in his dressing gown, because 2 astronauts were walking on the surface of the moon 200,000 miles above his bedroom. Look at that there. I wonder what you look out of your window at night and dream about. Maybe it's of you walking on the moon too. Maybe you dream of this picture. Perhaps you dream that this person here is you. At 3 a.m, he went downstairs and turned the television on. And there they were, on the flickery screen, bouncing slowly through the dust in the Sea of Tranquility, like giants in slow motion. Wonder why they moved in slow motion. Do you know? Oh, look at that. The Sea of Tranquility. Have a think about why you think it might be called the Sea of Tranquility. Do you know what that word tranquility means? Tranquil. I'll tell you at the end. He stayed awake all night and went to bed at dawn. The sun was coming up outside his window and the moon was fading fast. He fell asleep, and in his dreams he dreamed he walked with them. In his dreams, he's walking with them. Maybe you imagine that's you. Maybe you'll go to bed tonight and dream just like this. Walking across the Sea of Tranquility on the moon. That little boy was me. I'm older now. The solar system wall chart fell to pieces long ago, and Rabbit, who is older too, no longer follows me around, but sits beside my bed and watches while I work. Yet still on cloudless nights, I sometimes sit beside my bedroom window, staring at that tiny, distant world. I think how cold and dark it is up there. No wind, no clouds, no streams, no sky. Just rocks and dust. I think how nothing ever moves year after year. Because there's no wind, no clouds, no streams, no sky. There's nothing like that on the moon. And then I think about those two astronauts and how the prints they made with their big boots will still be there tonight. Tomorrow night. And every night for millions of years to come. There they are. From 1969. Still there on the moon. Because there's no wind and no sky. No clouds. Nothing to move him. And there he is. Our dreamer. I enjoyed that one. Who do you think our dreamer is? Who do you think the boy in the story is? He's saying, that boy was me. Who's writing this? Who do you think it might be? Now, I said I'd tell you what tranquil meant. You might already know tranquil is another word for calm or peaceful. So why do you think the Sea of Tranquility, this part on the moon, is called as such? Why do you think it's called the Sea of Tranquility? If calm means peaceful, if tranquil, means peaceful or calm. Have a think. I really enjoyed reading that one with you, the Sea of Tranquility, for all our budding astronauts, or people who love space. I know there's so many of you out there. Thank you for reading that one with me, The Sea of Tranquility by Mark Haddon. I will see you tomorrow for another lovely story time. Bye guys.